Yeah, it was not long for us to work. I mean, I can stand now in front and tell stories. For us, obviously, I know the team very well. Since I've been back in October after the Euro, I came back to South Africa and was resting. And then obviously, I've always connection to Mr. John, Mr. Chairman, committees, and we are talking about the team and about my future. And obviously, I'm always invited to the games and watch the team, and actually know where the problems are. And obviously, the Chiefs team always my interest, and obviously watching the team very closely. That has helped me as a coach, not being involved in South Africa, but helped me quickly to get my feet in, to understand where the challenges are. And yeah, today, I must say that first, Chiefs is a good team. And I hear this, sometimes this wording that there's no quality, there's beautiful quality there. There's really a lot of quality. For us, it was important that this type of teams or this type of football is always, you want to see this individualism, these ball virtuosas, but collectiveness sometimes is missing in South African football. The organization, that has to be in synergy. So that is what we worked on last 3 days, more the inner zone patterns, and more, not much, just the collectiveness when we lose the ball. That was for us important. And the most important thing is how we can counter, because we know that Chiefs is a team that has the deficit in the when you have a quick transition offensive part, and when you place yourself a little bit on the right way, you could end up in the last third. So we had, I think, when you look into that, we had, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 entries into the last third. Then obviously the challenge for us, find the right timing, right pass, right dribbling. And sometimes when the last third you enter, it's a problem. You can't get enter, you don't have enough numbers. Then you keep ball position. That is what we didn't have. We lost on the ball, and then obviously the counter-attack comes with vehemence, with aggressiveness. And so they have the quality also in 1-against-1 situation. But what happened with us is that the team played very disciplined. I call that the red zone and the golden zone. The golden zone are the goals where happened, and the red zone, 30 meters in front of the defensive line, was actually very much blocked. So what happened is that they wanted to suck our wing backs out and separate the center backs. So that was very clearly, and we didn't want to follow them in that. So because when you follow, you will open your back. We said, okay, we'll rather we stay and let them say, you have the ball outside, but we close inside. And yeah, that happened actually. It worked for us. And I must say, I'm pretty amazed how quick we get these elements in this collectiveness when we lose the ball, what to do. And that was, I must say, I'm really very happy for the players that has played this type of discipline. So for me then, for us as technical squad was, how can we now, when the team get tired, what kind of measures we have? And then they start to play with the 3 at the back, right into the second half. So obviously then the possibility that they have will be even more on us, and on us in the last third. So actually then we opted immediately bring players in that had then in front of the 4 square 3. And that had brought us again the game back for me, for my opinion. And what I'm not happy is that these outlets. There's a glimpse of this quick out and then the deep combination in the heart of the opponents, but we lost it every time. This 1-against-1 situation, we lost it. So I think these are elements that we need to work on. But I'm pretty amazed how quick the team can transform to the collectiveness, and that's what made me very, very happy actually. And that is what brought us the game.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take the questions. Yes, sir.
Coach, do you think you have enough time to work on the issues that we're talking about now, just before Wednesday?
We don't have time at all. I mean, look, what can you change in 3 days? You can change a lot. What you can change is the collectiveness, the spirit, that they believe in themselves, that it worked in training session very good. They loved it. So we came back to another system, another organization pattern. Didn't work for them, and they were saying immediately, no, coach, we stay with that, we like it. So that interchange was very good, and I wanted to have that feedback. We can bring them on to the line. When the whistle goes, they need to play. So that freedom of certain aspects need to be there. from the call-ups what they had, and this team was successful. I mean, you don't have success linear every time. So this team was always in the top 5 last year. So it's at the moment in a part that obviously for us it's a little bit of motivation, the self-belief, and then obviously the collectiveness, which I knew the last couple of months. The collectiveness is that what they need to work on, and that's what we have done. Obviously, we need to work a little bit more on the entries. And for today, everybody was surprised that we opted for 2 centre backs like that. Obviously, for me, it's very much important that the game is under split seconds decision you need to take in a centre back position. So rather, I have this decision on players that have these reflexes in defensive, so quicker than, let me say, playing patterns. So for me today, the playing patterns was not that important. I think this Fasika today and Godinho, marvelous two that could stay against the ball and against these one-against-one situations there. And obviously these reflexes to quick decisions taken, especially when they come over the sides. Chiefs is a side team, comes over the wings. And that was very clearly that we closed the golden zone.
Coach, just with Fasika, you speak that you've seen the team play before when you identified what they were lacking. But when you've got someone as solid as Fasika is coming into the team, just what does it do, just to the team, and what does he add into the team as well?
A lot. Fasika is, the one-against-one situation is very difficult. So I think you don't pass them very quickly. A lot of people told me that before Fasika, I know Fasika before. I saw Fasika also here before. Fasika is one of the quickest players in this team. I always wonder that is always this perception on people. Fasika is very quick. You could see that there was one situation there. He was one of the quickest team umpires, and I had a one-against-one. He was still in front of him and put the shoulder and win the ball back. Fasika obviously has not played, but he was in the highest level in Europe and trained that way. So when I came in, I looked into the training session, and we have always this measurement and test. How quick can he recover from this situation? And he looked pretty confident. And also you must never forget, you can have these biggest tactical issues, and it's all wonderful, but in the end, the players needs to have that, let me say, that finesse in the game, the confidence in the game, that synergy in the game. So I think Fasika is a pretty player that has the potential to reach even higher levels. And I found that Godinho has been neglected. I'm really saying that openly. And for me, Godinho, I know him from Chiefs, such a brilliant player. And obviously, there is always doubt about his speed, but his cleverness, I don't think so. Also, his speed is a problem. Rather, I have this precision and calling up reflexes in this type of zones. Then I have ball players, ball virtuosos. No. These two actually is also suiting each other very well. So we worked a little bit on and I don't need that they tell me. So that works for them. So we, as a coaches, sometimes we take as more important than it is. So these boys are having done this job many times. So we need to have these feedbacks that they feel also comfortable on.
Please.
2 questions, please. Coach, you speak glowingly of the 2 centre backs, but if Cupido was available, would he have played today? Is he? Because if I'm Cupido, I'm listening to you now, I'm worried about can I get back in the team? And number 2, can I ask you about Keats? It looked to have a serious calf problem in the game, and you have no reserve keepers. So, what is your thinking about Wednesday?
I think he will be ready first. I'm quite a bit sure he's an experienced boy, and obviously he had the cramps. So we will find some measures now so quick as possible to get this sorted out. Obviously he was very much involved. And the youngsters in this situation obviously can be a problem, you're right. And also I can't feel at the moment how can these younger players can actually handle the pressure that we will face against Pirates. So this is an element that we need to look into, but I think he will be ready. And the first?
Cupido.
Cupido. Is that not fine to have competition?
No, fabulous.
So that's what I want.
Okay.
Coach, just the fact that you start the game with Chiefs and Pirates, does that help you in terms of you don't need to motivate the players, you can concentrate on the technical side of the game with this short time that you have?
You can't have more difficult teams in the continent even, I think, against this. So motivation should be always there. There are motivations from the players, but I think that's not games for for soft-hearted. So we needed to look into what the situation was actually very good for us when you look into the training session that the team has a mental blockage, whatever the reasons are. The mental blockage needs to be taken out. It cannot be pressing out and to take it out. It can only through training sessions. So you could see very quickly through the training session that they will get this confidence. We had a lot of hype in there. So now you need to have concept in your tactical aspects. Concept is different than tactical aspects. So tactical, we coaches want always to foresee. This is a chaotic game. We speak about systems, and this systems doesn't exist. The game is flowing, and there's a chaotic situation. The game is permanent, has players under pressure to take decisions. So we need to have very simple factors that they can hold on in certain aspects. And obviously then they need to bring the quality. So, and that's what we did actually. And so holding them on like the 4 plus the 3 in the middle when we changed from 2 to 3, that gave us actually when Mokocho came in. When he came in, I think we had to get.
Coach, you mentioned the mental block and confidence and things like that. So what's the significance of Darwin being on the score sheet? You know, the past 6 months, he's struggled where for 2 years he was possibly the biggest assister and goal scorer.
We had, myself now also changed a lot in thinking of football. I mean, when I left South Africa, obviously, the chance for me being in the highest level, I have now got the chances to work with the best football players in the world, very valuable players, one by one, and I changed also myself, my thinking, and we need to adapt to that. You have suddenly players that have unbelievable, tremendous possibilities. So for that, it became now more one against one situation that you talk. These big meetings with 20 players, I'm not a fan anymore. We sat down, discuss. I want to have this feedback from the players. In South Africa, when you sit as a foreigner, you come in, which you have in Europe, players won't talk. So it's a bit of a challenge that you have. You need to feedback in the end. They need to go and play. So I can provide, or we can provide from the technicality so much with analysis. And so we kept also the analysis a little bit of let me say, not a big flame into the analysis. So we went and let's listen. Yesterday is past. Let's look forward. So what can we do in forward aspects? So this one against one situations I had twice this week with Darwin. Actually, he's a brilliant player, and make him understand. And he's asked me question: what must I do in this? What must I do in this? And we discussed about that. I think that helped him also a bit today to find that little bit that space getting out of the marking zone. So he was every time free. And then we wanted to change a bit. And I expected also from the other side. So I wanted to have these flanks being a little bit more effective. Darwin had it, but obviously the youngster will also come there. I'm pretty much sure this is a very valuable player, Jaden, for me. And when he is on song, then you have a pretty good wing players there. I think Darwin needed that arm around him because he's also a foreigner. And he's a brilliant player. I won't take it, but you do in training sessions for me, unbelievable.
Yes,
Coach, just about taking the position that you occupy now, what was the selling point about Cape Town City that made you convinced, to return to the touchline to be involved in football?
Yeah, actually, the World Cup is coming with us, and we had a new federation. And actually, I was not out of the picture, but at the moment, it's a bit of a situation that I want to be in Cape Town because I really were tired in the last nearly 3.5 years. And it's a lot of demanding. When you say, what is the national team? The national team even does more than day-to-day business, I can tell you that. So it's a very, very heavy job. So after the Euro, I was really a bit tired. And there were offers coming, obviously, also in South Africa. A couple of offers. So for me, actually, we had always this chit chat with John, and he told once, "Do you not think so next season be maybe a technical director with a project? This project looks this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5." And I like the project that's happening here. There are big thinking involved in a project like that, in a technical part, in a second part, but that I can do youth sections, organization, coaching elements with the youth part, helping the technical director, the coach, who comes in later on to get quickly to feet understanding the players. That was actually the idea, but obviously at the moment was me to getting involved. It's going to be end of the season. I will be back to the technical director. This is a very good project that I love to work with John, and I'm looking forward to it as well.
Please, and last one.
Coach, you obviously been in the game and doing other things, but you've spent 25 years involved in SA football. What did it feel like when the whistle blew, you were back in the dugout with the noise? What was that feeling for you?
Thank you. It's coming home for us, I would say. In South Africa, it's always for me, was always a home for me. We have our properties here. We always come back when we're not working. I love to be here. I love the city. I love the people. I love our friends. So obviously now being involved again, that was actually not firstly in my mind. But I was never out. Even if you are in the second part, the coaches, we have given the coaches so much possibilities with the people that were behind, that we were on it. We were on easy tax. We were really on, we were day-to-day business. We were on that. Not only just by the whistle on the field, but sometimes on the field is even better than those ones who have decisions, but they are in the second part. That is even worse. So because you can't really have hands on it, because you need to tell the technical squad what to do. So actually, Klopp said a wonderful word. I can bring myself, or I can't learn. I've been the last 14 years so much involved in this business, so that I need to learn more. So I think these 3 or 4 years for me was really, even in that age, about science, about organization patterns, about individual part of the players, which the new generation has become. This is a different story with us, the older generation, to speak to them. I think, so with us at the moment, I have learned also my lessons and gain also a certain momentum. And yeah, it's beautiful to come back. Obviously, would have wished after now, today is actually good, but I would have wished to less games on pressure than this can happen.